Hello friends, as if by magic, is absolutely biblical weather here in the southwest of England today. So I've come in and I thought rather than go out on my motorbike, which I really wanted to do today, it's tipping down in mid-August, good old England. So I thought I'd come in and finish a video that Dan and I started when we went to Thomann in Germany. It's a few weeks ago now. We took my SA250 Schmidt Array small pedal board. I just wanted to see if there was something that would fit in my suitcase that could do a proper wet dry rig, and then I'd come back here and I actually want to hear it properly. I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't had a chance to do that. We got back and then I lent it to Joey Landreth, Honk, who was here doing a few things, and he took it off and did a few clinics and stuff like that, changed a few pedals out. So I want to go in there and have a listen. Man, this weather! I want to go in there and have a listen in a sec and plug it into some nice amplifiers, one of which is a bit secret. But before we do that, let's rewind back to where this all began, on this very table in this very room. Not sure what's going to happen in Germany, but I can't fit all this stuff into my suitcase, so I'm having to make some choices. So hopefully this will explain what I'm pulling off and putting on, maybe in part, and jog my own memory for the commentary. Sorry for John Mayer in the background, hope we don't get sued. On the deck of the Schmidt Array SA250, you've got these little inserts that can go in, which might be useful for various different things. But because it's such a small board, I want to maximise my deck space, if you like. So I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to take out the fixings and these, so I can get more pedals in there. So you're coming out, and I'll put Velcro all over the bottom. And I've just discovered never want to do things by halves. It's not a standard screwdriver, it's one of these kind of 8-sided things. Here we are at Thomann. I need to speak into this microphone. Here we are at Thomann. We've arrived. We've got all these awesome people to talk to. And Dan and I are going to completely please ourselves and build my pedal board.
Self-pleasing, that's what this week's about, folks.
The little pedal board that you saw in the Instagram pics, we're going to put it together here, and then we're going to take it up to a room. And
it's a mini wet dry rig as well, and we're going to get some people who've never played a wet dry rig and get their reactions to it. It's going to be awesome.
So we'll do that. Okay, let's start.
So this is the Schmidt Array, is it the 250?
250.
Okay. It's the cutest pedal board ever. So, seafoam green or surf green? What is it?
It's actually seafoam.
Seafoam.
Oh, hang on. Close the lid. So we can see we've taken a nice dent there.
There you go.
Courtesy of Lufthansa. That's good.
Oh, Mick. Oh. Right. Some truly epic pedal choices there.
I'll just give you a quick rundown of the pedals. So DanDrive Austin Pride, which is a mix of silicon and germanium first. So you've got a pair of silicon and a pair of germanium. D&M Drive, obviously, for 2 stages of overdrive. Catalinbread Echorec, Catalinbread Belle Epoch Deluxe, and Supro Tremolo for harmonic trem. So super simple, but we're going to set it up in a wet dry configuration. If you would lift the lid again, please, Dan. So underneath there, you'll see I've got Humdinger, please focus, and all the power gubbins, which we can take as read, which I've already done back at home. How do you feel about that, Dan?
I'm aroused emotionally, intellectually, and physically. What we're going to do, we've got a little 2-loop quartermaster. The first loop, we're going to have the gain pedals in, so we can just take the gain pedals out of the signal path. The second loop, we're going to put the Humdinger in, and that's going to be our dry amplifier. And then from the output, we're going to go into the delays, into the tremolo, and then to the output. So the wet effects will actually be after the loops, but the idea is that we'll be able to kick in that dry amplifier. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay.
It's up, data clock. What have we got to, Dan?
Right. So we're nearly there as far as the audio is concerned. Look, you'll need to forgive me. It is a bit messy because these are not custom cables. So
No. I brought a load of ready-made cables with me.
the gain section is in loop 1. Loop 2, we have the Humdinger under here. So what the Humdinger does, the send from loop 2 goes into the input here. Then we have this buffered output here that comes back to the return. Under here, the isolated out goes to the red output jack here. So on the back, you have this little patch bay. That red output is the isolated output. So that's happening after the gain stage. So if you imagine a signal's going in, if this loop's on, then we've activated our gain stage.
So the gain's in loop 1.
Gain's in loop 1. And now with this turned on, our signal then goes to the Humdinger. The isolated output goes to this output here. When I turn this on, whatever's coming out of that output will have either the gain or not the gain. Then after that we have the output from the quartermaster, and this is going through our delay pedals and the tremolo to the output. So with one amplifier hooked up, we have everything. But when I turn this dry amplifier on, we only have the gain stage. So the idea is that in one amplifier, I'll have just the dry, just the gain stage. When I turn the second amplifier on, we'll have all the delays and things. So, it's a proper wet-dry mix in a tiny little SA250 board.
I've also decided that just in case there's a phase issue with the Belle Epoch Deluxe, which is a problem we've had before, I'm going to go and get a Dunlop Mini Volume X that we can run out as well. So the Belle Epoch Deluxe can always stay on.
Nice.
And I can use the Mini Volume X to affect the delay level.
Lovely.
Okay, this is Yannick. He's been helping me.
Hey guys, what's up?
So I've just bought a Dunlop Mini Volume X, a bunch of TRS cables, and another TRS cable so we can do the expression control of the delay pedal. You can see I'm giving him the card now. You can't see the number on that card, but here's the number. Okay, so I've just purchased my stuff from Yannick. Here's Pete Thorne talking to Daniel.
What's happening?
Cool. Just made my purchase, so I've got to go to the warehouse to pick it up. And, I guess I probably could have had a conversation and said, look, can you do me a discount? Don't you know I work for that pedal show? But I don't know, can't be asked. Time is of the essence. We need the stuff, we need to make the board. And so anyway, coming out of the guitar department is quite crazy. I mean, if you're used to small guitar stores that kind of have bits and bobs of everything and not much, this is a whole new world. I appreciate this is probably turning into a bit of a Thomann puff piece, and there'll probably be some wind noise. This is the Thomann staff canteen. Hey man, with the apologies for the wind noise, it's just crazy. I mean, you can't even get a scale of the place. And here we are in the warehouse, so here's all the people. Here I am, D&M Adventures Limited, Taylor Michael, right at the top. Scheiße, stuff. I'm back down to the convince Thor to do the thing with Dan. And that will literally never not be funny. Okay, so we've changed location. We're home to the nice people at Boss.
Oh no, you're
We're just going to let us use an amp for a second, because we've got a ground loop hum somewhere. Okay, problem solved. Dan, what was the problem?
Problem was one of the patch cables had a dodgy earth, so we weren't getting an earth from the guitar.
That's because I made the patch cables.
And the one of the power cables wasn't seated properly, so sorted that, now we're good to go.
So I basically made 2 bad connections.
Yeah.
We've also...
no, one bad connection. Sorry.
We've connected up the Belle Epoch Deluxe to the Mini Volume X here. So in its down position, Daniel.
We have delay. Heel down is nothing. Toe down.
Now we've got to go and make a video with Kris from Thomann.
Oh, yes. Killer, 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 killer. Hey guys, welcome to That Pedal Show at Gearhead University at Thomann in Germany. Dan here.
Mick here, hello. Right, my big board
Yes.
and your big board
Yes.
are exceptional. Man, it's hot in here.
It is warm.
I believe this is a Michael Landau.
Is that another Landau?
Well, I don't know.
Mick and spotted Landau.
It's got a
from
big
about 500
headstock.
yards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Landau. I'm pretty sure it's a Landau 68 Landau. It's really, 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 really nice. Will Goodfellow, if you're watching this, I still covet your guitar. But liking this a lot.
Right.
Liking this a lot.
Yeah, and you like that one a lot.
Yeah, I do. I particularly like this. Anyway, we'll get to that. So, anyway, so mine and Dan's boards are really big, and they're great. But if you go to a little jam or something like that, or you want to get on a plane and go somewhere, they're difficult to carry unless you get into flight casing and all that.
Yeah.
So this on the Schmidt Array SA250 fits into my. I have.
I was particularly impressed with this. Mick got the board and everything else in your little red case.
Yeah.
That's
my medium-sized red case.
right.
Because one of the things about being slightly OCD is you have a small red case, a medium-sized red case, and a big red case.
I love how you think you're slightly OCD.
So big red is a huge, lockable Samsonite. If you fill it up, it's 30 kilos. It's too much. Medium-sized red is small-ish, but it's not like a carry-on. It's too big for carry-on, but it's not. But it's so it needs to go in the hold. So I got this and lid, and all my stuff for the week. Pair of shoes, 3 pairs of jeans.
Did you put pants and socks in here before you shut the lid?
Just one pair of pants.
Just one pair of pants. Okay. That's what I do. It's really good actually if you're flying and you've got a board like that.
Oh yeah,
you shove clothes in there.
Yeah,
and it keeps everything from moving around.
Well, the Schmidt Array did receive a dent to the lid as we documented.
Yes.
I think it's important. Yeah, you can. Oh, I see that clear as day. Look at that.
Clear as day.
Night and cheese. So it received its first tour injury, which is good. And what I was particularly pleased about is that then didn't impact on any of the knobs underneath.
But you know what's going to happen now? Schmidt Array are going to get a little ball hammer and start knocking things and do them as relict SA250s.
So it survived Euro wings or German wings or whatever airline it was, and arrived unwired. And you've just seen the story of how it came together. So
This turns on the Deluxe reverb. Now
Yep.
the Deluxe reverb is only getting the gain pedals.
Yeah, so these two.
And so that's the gain stages, and then the Humdinger, which is the dry amp, and then out of the Quartermaster, then we go into the delay pedals.
Now, the Belle Epoch Deluxe is on all the time, and it's on all the time because when you turn it off in this particular mode, when you turn it on or off, it flips the phase, and that's a problem when you're running a wet-dry rig for obvious reasons. So we've also got that hooked up on the floor here to a Dunlop Volume Mini X. So that's on all the time, which means we benefit from that really nice 22 volt preamp or whatever it is that's in there. And then the Echorec is just on and off. Drives on and off.
Yeah.
And then
Dry amp.
Dry amp. So if I just play now, I'm only hearing the Laney.
Yep.
Playing through this Laney LA30BL.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. This Laney LA30BL.
Killer dry amp.
No filler. And then when we step on this,
Yes.
the wet amp comes in.
The wet amp comes in.
So what? I'll put the delay into the wet amp.
Yep.
And then just add in some harmonic tremolo. So with this off, everything works as normal. That would be if I was just using one amp, just going through the wet amp, everything would be on. Dry as a nun's wine glass, and then full crazy.
I'm never not moved by it.
What do you want, Dan? I'll turn everything off.
Okay.
We'll build it up.
Okay. Never not inspiring.
This is where it gets interesting. There's a couple of people outside the door who've never played a wet dry rig before, or at least not very much played a wet dry rig. So
Let's go with never.
Yeah, we're going to invite them both in. Warren, can you come in? And Kris. We'll just get you on one at a time if that's okay, because we've only got one space. So Kris, let's get Kris first. Actually, let's have Warren first. Oh, yeah. What guitar do you like, Warren?
I want that one he's playing.
Okay, cool.
That's the one I want to play.
Please sit here.
A, it sounds amazing because I just listened to you. And B, it looks amazing.
This is
beautiful,
Warren
isn't it?
Huart from the Produce Like a Pro YouTube channel. Warren's a producer in Los Angeles, California.
I am, but I am English.
He is English. He was English once. So,
Ouch!
So, Warren, have you played a wet dry rig before?
No, and I'm very excited. You told me about it off camera, so
Okay.
definitely want to hear it.
So here you go. This is just the dry. Okay.
Lovely.
So we'll add a little bit of delay to that. In fact, no, we won't. We'll turn on the other amp.
Nice.
Delay in.
Nice.
Bit of drive.
Gorgeous. Isn't it? You went straight for it. Great guitar player. See a little wing. See that one?
So, just the effects into one amp is this.
Lovely.
So that's the wet.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
What do you think? What are your impressions of the wet dry thing?
I mean, it just sounds huge, but what I do like is I like the phase is really good. What amps are you using? Tell me a little bit. You got is it Laney?
Yeah, we've got the Laney,
Okay, good.
and we've got the Fender 65 Deluxe. But on this box that's doing the splitting in here,
Yeah.
there's a phase switch, so you can just correct that.
But it's remarkably good.
Right.
Because there's no latency, there's no digital.
No, I mean,
There's no latency between anything.
Yeah.
So the thing when you're splitting amplifiers, if you do a wet dry thing, if one of the amplifiers that you're splitting, if that's going through an AD converter, even if it's a millisecond,
Yeah.
it pushes the waves out
Throws the face
And
right off.
And then that becomes, you know. But the great thing about having just splitting the thing, everything analog, having the analog signal split, is that it's either one or the other. Yeah, and so you get everything in phase, but then we're just adding the delay on top in the wet amplifier.
So there's always a core analog drive-through running every.
It's
running
genius.
through everything.
It's great. Gorgeous. And this guitar, this is what a combination.
I know.
It all helps, doesn't
Oh,
it?
everything, yeah. Absolutely amazing. Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you've got there's the hair from there up and the hair from there down with the glasses. It's genius.
We're almost like two parts of the same thing.
Is that what it is?
Together we make a whole human.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sort of like-
one barely functioning whole human.
Sounds like a marriage.
Well, it's funny you should say that. Warren Huart,
Yeah,
ladies and
Mick
gentlemen.
and I have a big announcement.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's great to see
Hey,
you.
that
Yeah,
was
thank you.
lovely.
That was great. Thank you.
Thank
Chris,
you.
get in
Thank you,
here.
buddy.
That was marvelous.
I don't know, but isn't it stunning?
It's amazing. Thin Line's my favourite guitars.
Yeah.
Barocci.
Barocci.
Think cappuccino.
You have to say this. Kris Barocci.
Capo.
Capo. Kris Barocci. So, Kris Barocci works here at Thomann, among other things. You have your own YouTube channel too?
Yeah, I do.
What's it called?
Kris Barocci.
Ah,
Spelled
There we are.
weirdly. But you can
spell Baro.
yeah, spelled Barocci.
So, yeah.
And we just did a video for the Thomann channel with Chris on the new Rev G2 pedal. So, Chris, what is your experience of playing wet dry?
If I say 0, I'm saying
Lying.
too much.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So now.
Less than 0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Awesome.
Okay, come on.
0.
Then. Let's set you up. What do you
For
like?
one reason, I was always too lazy
Yeah.
to carry 2 amps. Probably because I never experienced it.
Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get you playing through 1 amp to start with.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
And then I'm going to put some effects on that.
Yeah.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick the dry amp in. If you play this, we'll get a nice... Here we go. Let's try and get a... bit of delay.
Okay.
So that's just the wet amp.
Beautiful.
Okay? All right, now keep playing. I'll kick the dry amp in.
Okay.
Give that some love.
I need to breathe. I almost swear it.
Impressions?
see this? it's goosebumps.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh my
It is
god.
amazing. I'm always inspired by that.
Yeah,
by that sound.
Incredible.
And that whole thing about being too lazy, as you said, to carry
Yeah,
2 amps.
I mean-
You can take 2 little amps.
Yeah.
And I think it might sound crazy in these days of having to play more quietly, but having to play more quietly and needing a bigger sound,
Yeah.
take 2 tiny amps, 2 Blues Juniors, or even smaller than that, 2 Pro Juniors,
And make it sound like that.
and make it. And it sounds huge because it sounds much more than the sum of its parts. But
4 Pro Juniors.
2 super reverbs, 2 flexes.
Like surround.
For sure, it's
Yeah.
not a new idea, and for sure, Dan and I bang on about it a lot.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I wanted you to hear it. I wanted you
it's
to.
it's incredible because I follow your show. It's my favorite show. I'll admit it. I love what
mate,
you guys
thank
do.
you.
Really, really. And you get it. I always make sure I put on proper headphones. Bare dynamic or something that's like, gives justice to all
Yeah.
the sound what you and all the stuff you're doing and paying attention to. But you cannot even imagine the sound in the room.
Yeah.
You not even close.
No.
I'm guessing it's like 40%
Yeah.
of the experience, even though the sound of your
That's
episodes are
interesting.
really good always.
Yeah,
You see how it's a thing that you can get carried away with, and the sound actually leads you to places that you wouldn't normally.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
both. I mean, you did it, and Warren did it too.
Yeah.
Just you stop listening, and then you just start playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the sort of cross point, isn't it? That we're all
Yeah.
trying to get to. I think.
Interestingly enough, I realized I'm playing stuff I don't usually play.
Yeah, there
And
you go.
I was more brave than normally, like
Right,
experimenting
yeah,
with
yeah.
different harmonies and
Yeah,
and
maybe it's awesome.
It's cool. You've been playing a lot as well, haven't you?
yeah,
I can tell you've been playing a lot.
Yeah,
We were
it's
listening
like-
to Kris in the last video we made. It's like
Yeah, come on.
he's been playing a lot.
Thanks you. No, but the sounds. I mean, it's always a question. Should you practice more or should you pay attention to your sound more? Like, where's the balance? But I think
All
if
of
you
the
pay
above.
attention to a good sound right at the beginning, you will play more and you will get a better player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But what it
yeah.
forces you to do is to really play good notes.
Yeah.
A good sound can make you a better player because it forces you to be really aware of where you are and what you're doing.
You guys made my day.
Oh, bless you.
Absolutely.
Bless
It's
Happy days, happy
one
days.
of the best sounds I've ever heard and definitely the best sound I ever
I
played.
think we need to try and sort something out, some sort of event we can get people to come along and jump in and
Oh,
do
do
the
it,
wet
do
dry
it.
thing.
Do humanity a pleasure and do it, really. These are so beautiful.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
Schmidt Array, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's
Cool,
a different
isn't it?
subject. We'll chat about it later. I'll leave you
Brilliant.
guys alone. Thank you very much for
No, you're so welcome.
for
Of course, man. I
experience.
just wanted you to hear it. I really wanted you to hear it.
Oh,
So
Cool.
I'm pleased. Well, that was fun. It's now Wednesday morning, and I thought it would be good to just reflect on that whole thing. It's quite a bitty vlog in the end. There was lots of different places and lots of different things that happened. What happened? I said I was going to go off and do it after I did the introduction. I didn't. I ran out of time. So I did it on Monday night. We filmed yesterday. It's now Wednesday morning, so I thought I'd just top it all off. Right. The jam, well, whatever, just knocked up a backing track and made some noise over it, which was good fun. I'll spend some more time on that one, actually. I think there's some interesting things in there. But anyway, so that was good fun, just to hear it all in context. The wet-dry thing really does work well. The mystery amp, first things first, the mystery amp, I'll be able to tell you about in October. We've hinted at it in the past. It has come to fruition, and it's literally in the final throes of just making sure the thing works day in, day out, and is all exactly as it should be. So that's quite exciting. It's not a TPS product; it's a separate product, but it's a cool thing. I swapped out the DanDrive for the DanDrive fuzz for the Thorpy Warthog, and I've done that because I'm just in this really love-hate thing with fuzz at the moment. Some days it works really great, and sometimes it really doesn't. I don't know if it's an impedance thing. Reflecting back on the show we did with Simon Jarrett recently, if you haven't watched that, please watch that. But I just can't get the fuzz, and then this is any fuzz, not just the DanDrive fuzz. I can't get it reacting right off the volume knob. My old Dunlop fuzz face just cleans up so beautifully when you turn it down. But it's impractical for many other reasons, not least the size. Also, then you stick it in a switcher and you do all of that, and you run pedals before and after it, and the thing just changes. So, yeah, if it's fuzz face into a plexi, that's just a glorious place to be. As it stands, I'm struggling. So I put the Warthog on, and I put the Warthog on because if you run the bias really high, or really low, I can't remember which. Anyway, if you run it really gainy and turn the gain up, it does get really fuzzy, especially when you stack it into something like the Mick side of the D&M Drive. So anyway, those two things working together, I thought they worked great. The Supro harmonic tremolo remains amazing. We said that it doesn't go below unity gain. In fact, it always boosts when it's on a bit. I don't know, just work with it. It's not a huge issue. It can be really annoying if you really do need to maintain those levels, but it's totally fine. I will every day of the week put up with that over having the signal completely AD converted, which is another rabbit hole I'm down at the moment, and really not enjoying. Even though the delay pedals have a digital element to them, they also have an excellent analog drive-through. Not really here to discuss that. That's an ongoing discussion. Yeah, so that was good fun. We went to Germany. We put that tiny little board together that fits in a suitcase. You might say that the QMX2 is surplus to requirements in that little rig, and it's borderline for me because the two benefits it offers are it enables the drive pedals to be out of the circuit, completely out of the signal path. But to be fair, that's quite a rare occurrence. Usually one or other of them is on for me. So, negligible benefit there. Secondly, it allows you to turn the dry amp on and off, which can be really super useful. Now, you could do that with Dan's AB Baby equally, and you also wouldn't need the Humdinger in that environment as well, I think, if I'm right in saying. Anyway, questionable whether you actually need the QMX2, as I suspect that question will come up quite a lot. Anyway, that was good fun. I think I can live with an SA250 for certain things, but I am gearing towards maybe going back to a 450 so I can get G2 on there, so I can have everything super clean in its own loop as I like it. We'll see. I don't know. It's fun, isn't it? It's fun messing around. Cool. Thanks for watching. That was a long one. It went on forever. What did we cover? Building the board, going to Germany. Thanks to everyone at Thomann. Thanks to Kris Barocsi. Thanks to Warren Huart for being good sports in the video and playing nice guitar. I think that's it. The next vlog I make is going to be the pickups one. I promise I'm going to get around to it for anyone who's interested in that. It'll happen soon enough. Right, it's Wednesday morning. It's 7:20. I need some breakfast and to get on with the rest of my work for the day. So thanks for watching. See you soon.